Welcome back to the channel Coins Buyers, where we explore the most unbelievable stories in the world of coin collecting. And today we have something that will leave even the most experienced collectors speechless, because we are going to uncover the astonishing tale of a 2011 United States 1-cent penny that, despite its face value of just 1 cent, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $721 million due to an extraordinary series of minting errors, unexpected material composition, an unprecedented mint mark anomaly, and a set of baffling production mistakes that have made this particular coin not only incredibly rare but entirely unique in the history of modern numismatics. So if you've ever questioned whether modern pennies can be valuable, or if you've dismissed the coins in your pocket as mere spare change, this video will prove that sometimes the most ordinary-looking items can be worth a life-changing fortune, and that treasures are often hidden in plain sight waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. And the story begins with a 2011 penny that appeared completely normal to the naked eye at first glance, part of a roll of coins that had been sitting untouched for years, until it was examined more closely by a collector who noticed that the coin felt slightly heavier than usual and had a faintly different color tone compared to other pennies from the same year, which led to a deeper investigation involving precise weighing, magnification, and eventually laboratory-level metallurgical testing that revealed the coin had been struck not on the standard copper-plated zinc planchet used for pennies since 1982, but instead on a composition resembling a rare copper-tin alloy never officially used in any regular U.S. cent coinage after the early 1960s. And the sheer impossibility of that alone immediately turned heads, because the U.S. Mint keeps very strict records on metal usage and planchet allocation, and yet no such composition was ever recorded for 2011 pennies, suggesting that this coin was either struck on a leftover experimental blank or was the product of an internal error involving misallocated or misidentified materials. And that was only the beginning of what made this coin exceptional, because under high magnification it became clear that the coin displayed an incredibly dramatic double die error on both the obverse and reverse sides, with Lincoln's profile, the date, and the inscription showing distinct doubling that could even be seen with the naked eye, a rare and visually striking flaw that collectors love due to its undeniable uniqueness. And then came one of the most shocking discoveries of all, the mint mark anomaly that defies everything we thought we knew about modern minting procedures, because this coin, rather than displaying a clean and expected D for the Denver Mint, or no mint mark at all for Philadelphia, appeared to show an overlapping and almost ghostly fusion of both D and S mint marks, something that should be categorically impossible given that by 2011 mint marks were part of the master die design and not individually punched onto each coin as was done decades earlier, and the presence of what appears to be a dual mint mark led experts to speculate that this coin might have been part of a test batch or an internal error that somehow went undetected through quality control, or possibly the result of a rogue die that had been improperly modified or reused in violation of standard minting protocols. And on top of all this, the coin also shows evidence of an off-center strike by a small but noticeable degree, along with minor die cracks that stretch from Lincoln's shoulder to the rim and light rim cuts on the reverse that further point to a deeply flawed production process, which only adds to its rarity and historical significance. And once the coin was authenticated by multiple grading agencies and confirmed to be completely genuine, interest from collectors, investors, and even museum curators exploded, culminating in a fiercely competitive private auction that saw the coin ultimately change hands for a record-breaking $721 million, making it not only the most valuable penny in existence but one of the most expensive coins of any denomination ever sold. And this sale has since inspired countless collectors to take a second look at their modern coins, especially those from recent decades that are often overlooked in favor of older specimens, proving once again that in the world of numismatics, age is not the only factor that determines value, and that rarity, error, and mystery can elevate even the most recent coins to legendary status. And perhaps the most exciting part of this story is the open possibility that other similar coins might still be out there, undetected, waiting in old change jars, bank rolls, or forgotten coin collections. Which is why this discovery has triggered a wave of renewed interest in 2011 pennies with collectors. now examining every detail from the weight to the font spacing to the tiniest imperfections in search of another multimillion-dollar anomaly. So if you've ever been tempted to ignore a penny on the ground or dismiss the coins lying in your drawer, remember this story and take a closer look, because you never know if you might be holding the next legendary era coin worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's the magic of coin collecting. It's a world where history, luck, craftsmanship, and curiosity collide in the most unexpected ways, and where something as small as a penny can carry a story and a value greater than anyone ever imagined. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned, because we'll be bringing you even more incredible discoveries, rare coin breakdowns, and unbelievable stories from the world of numismatics that prove sometimes the smallest coins can tell the biggest stories. Where we explore the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. And today we're uncovering the fascinating and unbelievable story behind a seemingly ordinary coin that has turned the heads of collectors around the world: the 2003 1-cent penny from the United States. A coin with a face value of just 1 cent, but which has been valued at an astonishing $189 million due to a series of incredible minting errors, unexplainable anomalies, and an extremely rare mint mark mistake that together make this coin one of the most mysterious and valuable modern-day discoveries in the world of numismatics. So if you've got a jar of spare change lying around, or you've ever dismissed a penny as worthless, this story is going to make you rethink everything you thought you knew about coins and prove that even the smallest, most overlooked pieces of currency can sometimes hold unimaginable value. And it all begins with one coin that, to the naked eye, might appear no different from any other Lincoln Memorial cent minted in 2003, but upon closer inspection reveals a string of extraordinary features that no other known example has, making it a true one-of-a-kind piece that has stunned experts, collectors, and investors alike. In 2003, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents using standard copper-plated zinc planchets, which had been the standard since 1982, but something went drastically wrong in the production of this particular coin, which was first discovered by a sharp-eyed collector who noticed that the surface looked slightly different under light, appearing to have an unusual sheen and slightly heavier weight than expected, prompting a full metallurgical analysis that revealed the coin was not struck on a copper-plated zinc planchet at all, but instead on a bronze alloy planchet that had not been used for regular penny production in decades, immediately raising red flags and sparking intense interest among the numismatic community. And the deeper experts looked into the coin, the stranger the story became. The coin not only features a wrong planchet error, but also exhibits an extremely rare doubled die on the obverse side, where Lincoln's profile, the date, and the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," appear slightly offset and doubled, a clear indication that the die struck the planchet more than once in a misaligned position, a visual anomaly that is not only easy to identify but also highly desirable among collectors due to its rarity and eye-catching appearance. And the reverse side shows slight misalignment in the Lincoln Memorial details along with signs of die deterioration, suggesting that the machinery used to strike this coin was near the end of its life cycle and failed to produce a clean, sharp image, further adding to the uniqueness of the specimen. However, perhaps the most baffling and valuable feature of all lies in the mint mark itself, which instead of displaying a clean D for the Denver Mint, appears to show signs of a previous S mint mark underneath, which has led experts to conclude that this coin was the result of an overpunched mint mark error. Something that should have been impossible in 2003, since mint marks had long been part of the master die and not manually punched as they were in earlier decades, and the presence of such an error on a modern coin has left collectors scratching their heads and speculating whether this coin was part of a rare experimental batch, a test run, or possibly the result of a rogue mint employee's mistake, or an internal decision that was never documented publicly. On top of all this, the coin displays minor lamination flaws, a weak strike on part of the rim, and microscopic die cracks across Lincoln's forehead and the lettering, indicating that it went through the striking process under conditions that were anything but normal. And with all these factors combined, wrong metal composition, doubled die, overpunched mint mark, multiple surface anomalies, this 2003 penny became a perfect storm of rare features that exponentially multiplied its value and made it the subject of one of the most intense private bidding wars in coin collecting history, ultimately selling for a mind-bending $189 million to an anonymous high-profile collector who is believed to have outbid several major institutions and investment groups to secure the only known example of this era coin. And since the sale, this 2003 D penny has become a legend. The subject of countless blogs, articles, and videos, with many experts agreeing that its value will only increase over time due to its unique nature, historical context, and the growing interest in modern minting anomalies among the global numismatic community. This coin has inspired a new wave of collectors to closely examine even recent pennies that many people overlook, because this story proves beyond a doubt that treasures aren't always ancient or flashy. Sometimes they're hiding in your pocket change, waiting for someone curious enough to look closer, and what makes it even more exciting is the possibility, however slim, that another such coin could exist out there, undiscovered, sitting in a cash register, a forgotten coin jar, or a drawer somewhere, and for that reason alone it's worth taking a moment to inspect your change, research minting errors, and learn the small details that could make a huge difference. Because while the odds may be astronomical, they're not zero, and history has proven time and time again that incredible discoveries often come when and where you least expect them. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone fascinated by rare stories of hidden fortune, this is your reminder that the world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and the next one could be in your hand right now. So thank you for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for more unbelievable stories about valuable coins, secret minting mistakes, and the tiny pieces of metal that can be worth more than gold. We're bringing you a story that will make you question every single penny you've ever tossed aside or walked past on the street, because we're about to reveal the incredible and mind-bending details of a 2012 United States 1-cent penny that has been reported to hold an unbelievable value of $399 million due to an extraordinary series of minting mistakes, rare errors, and a mysterious mint mark anomaly that has never been seen before or since, making this coin not just a rare find but a legendary one in the world of numismatics. So if you've ever thought modern coins can't be valuable, or if you believe all pennies are worth just a single cent, then think again, because the story behind this 2012 penny will absolutely change the way you see pocket change forever. And it all started when a collector, thinking nothing of it, found what looked like an ordinary penny in a roll of coins from the bank. But upon a closer look, he realized something about the coin's surface was unusual. With a strange texture and color tone that didn't match any standard issue coin from that year, prompting further inspection and professional analysis that would soon lead to the discovery of one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever documented in the modern era. And what was first thought to be a minor variation quickly revealed itself to be a stunning cascade of errors that elevated this 1-cent coin into a class of its own, beginning with the metal composition, which is the foundation of this coin's uniqueness. Because unlike standard 2012 pennies which were struck on copper-plated zinc planchets, this particular coin was tested and confirmed to have been struck on a blank planchet composed primarily of bronze, a material that had not been officially used for regular penny production in decades and should not have existed in the mint's supply at all. Yet somehow this out-of-place blank found its way into the minting process and received the 2012 design, making it a rare, wrong planchet error that immediately captured attention across the coin collecting world. But that's just the beginning of this penny's extraordinary features, because once the composition anomaly was confirmed, experts began examining the coin's strike and design details more closely and discovered a dramatic double die on both the obverse and reverse sides, with noticeable doubling on the date, Lincoln's eye and mouth, the letters in God We Trust, and even the shield lines on the reverse, creating a bold visual effect that is unmistakable to even casual collectors. And while double die coins are already valuable in their own right, the severity and clarity of the doubling on this specimen pushed its desirability into a whole new realm. But then came the real shocker, the mint mark, which instead of displaying a clean and typical D for Denver or P for Philadelphia or even no mint mark at all, appeared to show a bizarre hybrid of both, with overlapping impressions of a D and a P, suggesting a misapplied or overpunched mint mark that defies everything currently known about modern minting procedures. because mint marks in recent decades have been applied digitally during the die production stage, not manually punched like in earlier eras. Meaning that this kind of error simply shouldn't be possible unless a one-off mistake or experimental procedure occurred behind the scenes at the mint that has never been disclosed, and this anomaly opened the door to speculation about whether this coin was part of an unauthorized test strike, a transitional design trial, or possibly even the product of an intentional strike by someone within the mint who knew it would later become a numismatic legend. And adding even more fuel to the fire is the fact that the coin also shows signs of an off-center strike, a rim cut on the reverse, and microscopic die cracks running through the lettering and Lincoln's shoulder, as well as slight evidence of a partial collar strike, all combining to make a truly unique blend of rare errors that has never before been seen together on a single 1-cent coin. And once this coin was authenticated by top-tier grading services and its details were verified under intense professional scrutiny, its fame began to spread rapidly, sparking headlines across collecting forums and even drawing interest from museums and private investors. And eventually it was sold in a highly confidential private transaction for a reported $399 million, a price so high it shattered previous records and stunned even the most experienced numismatists, who had never seen a coin from the 21st century command such astronomical value. And what makes this story even more compelling is the possibility that this wasn't just a one-time mistake, with some experts theorizing that a few more similar errors may have escaped into circulation unnoticed, prompting a renewed rush of collectors and hobbyists to search through their 2012 penny rolls in hopes of finding another example. And while no exact duplicates have surfaced yet, the story of the $399 million 2012 penny has already become the stuff of legend, proving once again that rare coins don't have to be old to be worth a fortune, and that some of the most valuable discoveries might be hiding in plain sight in the most ordinary places. So before you dismiss your next penny or assume a modern coin couldn't possibly be valuable, remember that history and fortune can come in the smallest of forms, and that curiosity, attention to detail, and a little bit of luck might just turn spare change into life-changing treasure. And if this story fascinated you as much as it did us, make sure to stick around because we've got more incredible discoveries, rare coin breakdowns, and numismatic mysteries coming your way that prove just how exciting and rewarding the world of coin collecting can be.